Hello, future financial champions, and welcome back to the channel. I've had the incredible privilege of witnessing firsthand the profound impact that smart financial decisions can have on a person's life, and conversely, the silent devastation that procrastination and poor habits can wreak. You're here today because you feel that subtle, or perhaps not so subtle, pressure. You see the calendar pages turning, and you know that we are firmly in 2025. And deep down, you're asking yourself, am I truly making the most of this year financially? Have you ever felt that nagging anxiety about your financial future? That whisper of regret for not starting sooner? That fear that you're falling behind while life keeps speeding up? Maybe you've tried to get your finances in order before, only to get overwhelmed, lose motivation, and slip back into old patterns. I've seen it countless times. I've sat across from people in tears, overwhelmed by debt, terrified of retirement, or heartbroken that they can't provide the life they dream of for their children. And I've also seen the incredible transformation when someone decides, enough is enough, I'm taking control. This isn't just another list of financial tips. This is a blueprint for transformation. These are the 7 smart personal finance habits you need to cultivate and master in 2025 if you want to enter the new year and beyond with confidence, control, and a clear path to true prosperity. These habits aren't about magic. They're about mastering yourself, understanding money, and building a foundation that will serve you for decades to come. So take a deep breath, grab a pen and paper. This conversation is about to empower you, challenge you, and perhaps even move you to tears of determination. Let's make 2025 your year of financial breakthrough. Habit number 1. Automate your savings and investments, the invisible wealth builder. Let's kick things off with a habit so powerful, it almost feels like cheating. Automate your savings and investments. Think about it. How many times have you intended to save money at the end of the month, only to find that your money has mysteriously vanished? It's like a financial Houdini act, isn't it? That's because willpower is a finite resource. By the time your bills are paid and life happens, your good intentions often evaporate faster than a free sample at a grocery store. Our brains are wired for instant gratification. Saving feels like deprivation today for a benefit tomorrow. Your brain, being the clever little rascal it is, will always try to protect you from perceived pain. And saving, when it requires a conscious, effortful decision every time, feels like pain. I had a client, a brilliant young woman named Jessica. She was earning a great salary, but her savings account was stubbornly stuck at zero. Every month she'd say, "This is the month, I'm going to save $500. But then a friend's birthday, a sudden car repair, an irresistible sale, and poof, the $500 was gone. She felt like a failure. "I just don't have enough discipline," she'd lament, her voice thick with frustration. I told Jessica, "You're not lacking discipline, you're just fighting your own brain. Let's take willpower out of the equation." We set up an automatic transfer of $200 from her checking account to a separate high-yield savings account, scheduled for the day after her paycheck hit. She was skeptical. "Only $200? And I don't know if I can even spare that." I simply said, "Just try it for 3 months. See what happens." 3 months later, she called me, practically shouting with excitement. "It's incredible. The money just appears in my savings. I honestly don't even notice it's gone from my checking account anymore. It's like an invisible wealth builder." Imagine that feeling, the sheer relief of knowing your future is building itself, without you even having to think about it. No more guilt, no more internal battles, just consistent, effortless progress. What if you could set up your financial future on autopilot? How much peace of mind would that give you? Schedule a fixed amount, start small, even $25 or $50, to automatically move from your checking to a separate savings investment account on payday. If your employer offers a 401k or similar, max it out, especially if there's an employer match, that's free money. Use roundup apps. Many banking apps or third-party apps like Acorns can round up your purchases to the nearest dollar and invest the difference. You won't notice the pennies, but they add up. Make saving the default. Make it non-negotiable. This is the bill you pay to your future self, and it's the most important one. Habit number 2. Track your spending, the money detective. Now for a habit that many people dread, but it's absolutely essential. Track your spending. This is about becoming your own financial detective. You cannot manage what you don't measure. Have you ever looked at your bank statement at the end of the month and thought, where did it all go? It's like your money has tiny little holes in its pockets, and it's just leaking out, drip by drip, without you even noticing. Those daily coffees, the impulsive online purchases, the subscription services you forgot you signed up for, they all add up to a significant money leak. I had a client, Robert, a few years back. He was convinced he didn't have a spending problem. I don't buy anything extravagant, he'd say, but he was always broke. I challenged him to track every single dollar he spent for 1 month. No judgment, just observation. He used a simple spreadsheet. At the end of the month, he came back to me, his jaw on the floor. "You won't believe this," he said. "I spent over $400 on takeout coffee and snacks, and another $150 on streaming services I barely use." He wasn't malicious. He was just unaware. His money wasn't being stolen. It was just quietly disappearing into the abyss of unexamined habits. What if you truly knew where every single dollar of your hard-earned money was going? How much power would that give you? How much waste would you discover? Are you brave enough to face the truth of your spending, even if it's a little uncomfortable at first? Because awareness is the first step to control. Tracking your spending isn't about judgment. It's about awareness. It's about shining a flashlight into the dark corners of your financial life. Use budgeting apps like Mint, YNAB, You Need a Budget, or Personal Capital that link to your accounts. Use Spreadsheet, a simple Google Sheet or Excel file where you manually input expenses. You can also use Notebook, old school, but effective. Jot down every purchase. Track every dollar for 30 days. Don't try to change anything yet, just observe. This is the diagnostic phase. Categorize your spending, group expenses into categories like food, transportation, entertainment, housing, etc. Review regularly. At the end of the week or month, look at where your money went. Identify your money leaks, those areas where you're spending more than you realize or intend. This habit gives you the data you need to make informed decisions. It's like having a GPS for your money. You can't get to your destination if you don't know where you're starting from. Habit number 3, create and stick to a budget. Your financial GPS. Once you know where your money is going from tracking, the next logical step is to tell it where to go. This is creating and sticking to a budget. This is your financial GPS, giving every single dollar a job. Many people hear the word budget and immediately think of a financial straitjacket. They imagine deprivation, endless restrictions, and saying no to everything fun. I've heard it all. Budgets are for poor people. Budgets are too restrictive. I don't want to live like that. But that's a huge misconception. A budget isn't about restriction. It's about freedom through intention. It's about aligning your spending with your values and your goals. It's about saying yes to what truly matters to you by saying no to what doesn't. I had a client, Maria, a single mother of 2. She was overwhelmed by bills and constantly worried about money. She hated the idea of a budget. "It feels like I'm putting myself in a cage," she said. I explained, "Maria, a budget isn't a cage. It's a map. It shows you how to get from where you are to where you want to be." We built a simple budget together. She allocated money for essentials, then for her savings goals, her kids' college fund, and dream vacation fund. What was left, she could spend guilt-free on fun money. The first month was tough, but by the second, she started feeling empowered. She wasn't just spending, she was choosing. She was telling her money what to do. Instead of wondering where it went, she started seeing her savings grow, and the stress lines on her face began to soften. Imagine the feeling of complete control over your money. No more guessing, no more wondering, just a clear path forward, knowing every dollar is working for you. Does that sound like a straitjacket, or like true liberation? The core principle of budgeting is giving every dollar a job. Before your paycheck even hits, you decide this much for housing, this much for food, this much for debt repayment, this much for savings, and this much for fun. A budget is your financial GPS. It tells you where you are, where you're going, and how to get there efficiently. Don't fear the budget. Embrace it as your path to freedom. Habit number 4. Build a robust emergency fund, your financial fortress. This habit is about building your financial fortress, your shield against life's inevitable curveballs. Build a robust emergency fund. We all hope for smooth sailing, but life has a cruel sense of humor. The car breaks down, the roof leaks, you get an unexpected medical bill, or heaven forbid you lose your job. Without an emergency fund, these life happens. Moments turn into financial catastrophes. They force you into debt, make you sell investments at a loss, or derail years of hard work. I remember a client, a young woman named Chloe. She was diligently paying off her student loans, making great progress. She had about $1,000 in a small emergency fund. Then her beloved dog, Max, suddenly got very sick and needed emergency surgery that cost $4,000. Chloe was devastated. She loved Max more than anything. She had to put the entire amount on a high-interest credit card. She came to me, tears streaming down her face, not just for Max, but for the financial setback. "I feel so stupid," she cried. "I knew I needed more, but I just kept putting it off." That $3,000 she had to put on credit cost her hundreds in interest and set her debt payoff plan back by months. It was a painful lesson in the importance of preparation. Have you ever faced an unexpected expense that threw your finances into chaos? That feeling of panic, of helplessness. Imagine the profound peace of mind, the quiet confidence of knowing that when life throws a curveball, you have a financial fortress to protect you. What would it feel like to face a crisis and say, "I'm ready for this"? An emergency fund is typically 3 to 6 months of essential living expenses, rent for a house, mortgage, food, utilities, transportation, saved in a separate, easily accessible liquid account, like a high-yield savings account. This money is not for investing, it's for emergencies only. If you're getting value from this video and want to see more content like this, please hit the like button and smash the subscribe button. It means the world to me, and it really helps the channel grow. I'm on a mission to hit 100,000 subscribers, and with your support I know we can get there. Now that you've liked and subscribed, let's continue with our discussion. Habit number 5. Aggressively pay down high-interest debt, slaying the debt monster. This habit is about liberation, about breaking free from financial chains. Aggressively pay down high-interest debt. If you have high-interest debt, credit cards, payday loans, some personal loans, you are essentially working for your creditors, not for yourself. Imagine paying 20% interest on a credit card. That means for every $100 you owe, $20 is just going to the bank, not reducing your principal. It's like having a monster living in your house, constantly eating your money. I had a client, a kind, hard-working man named Steve. He was a truck driver, on the road constantly, working long hours. He had about $20,000 in credit card debt from some unexpected medical bills and a period of unemployment. He was making minimum payments, but the balance never seemed to go down. He felt trapped. He told me, "I feel like I'm running a race, but my legs are tied together. I'll never get ahead." He was exhausted, both physically and emotionally. The debt monster was draining his energy, his hope, and his future. We mapped out Steve's debt. We found he was paying over $400 a month just in interest. That's $4,800 a year that could have been going towards his savings, his family, his dreams. We consolidated some of his debt to a lower interest rate balance transfer card. And then we used the debt snowball method, paying smallest balance first for psychological wins, combined with the debt avalanche, paying highest interest first for mathematical efficiency. Steve started throwing every extra dollar he could find at that debt. He picked up extra shifts, cut back on eating out, and sold some unused items. It was tough. He missed some social events, but slowly, steadily, the balances started to drop. Every time he paid off a card, he'd call me, triumphant. Another one bites the dust. He'd cheer. Within 2.5 years, Steve was completely debt-free. The day he made his last payment, he said, "I feel like I can fly. I'm free." His voice cracked with emotion. What would it feel like to wake up debt-free? To know that every dollar you earn is truly yours to keep, save or invest, not just to feed the debt monster. Imagine the lightness, the freedom, the sheer joy. Actionable steps to follow. Step 1. Know exactly what you owe, to whom, and at what interest rate. Step 2. Cut up credit cards if necessary. Stop the bleeding. Don't accumulate new debt while paying off old. Step 3. Sell unused items. Pick up a temporary side hustle. Cut discretionary spending. Every extra dollar thrown at high-interest debt is a dollar saved in interest. This habit is about reclaiming your financial power and breaking free from the chains that bind you. Habit number 6. Invest in yourself, your greatest asset. This habit is often overlooked, but it's perhaps the most powerful long-term strategy for financial prosperity. Invest in yourself, because you, my friend, are your greatest asset. We often think of assets as houses, stocks, or businesses, but your ability to earn, to learn, to adapt, to innovate, that's your most valuable asset. Unlike a car, which depreciates the moment you drive it off the lot, your human capital can appreciate exponentially. I had a client, Maria, a different Maria this time, a talented graphic designer. She was good, but her skills were becoming a bit outdated with new software and trends. She was worried about her job security. She came to me feeling anxious, saying, "I feel like I'm stuck. I'm working hard, but I'm not growing." I encouraged Maria to invest in herself. She took online courses in new design software, learned about UI/UX design, and even started a small online portfolio showcasing her updated skills. It cost her some time and a few $100s for the courses, but within 6 months, she landed a new job with a 30% salary increase. Her income jumped from $60,000 to $78,000 annually. That $78,000 isn't just a number. It's an extra $18,000 a year she can now save, invest, or use to live a more comfortable life. Her investment in herself paid off almost immediately, and it will continue to pay dividends for the rest of her career. She wasn't just working harder, she was working smarter by increasing her value. When was the last time you truly invested in yourself? Not just for entertainment, but for growth. What skill, what knowledge, what personal development could unlock a new level of earning potential or personal fulfillment for you? Imagine the doors that could open if you dedicated just a few hours a week to becoming a more valuable version of yourself. Habit number 7. Regularly review your financial plan and goals, your annual financial checkup. Finally, the 7th habit, often neglected but absolutely crucial for long-term success. Regularly review your financial plan and goals. This is your annual financial checkup. Your financial life isn't static. You get raises, you change jobs, you get married, you have children, you buy a house. You face unexpected challenges. Your financial plan, like a living organism, needs to adapt and evolve. If you set a budget once and never look at it again, it's like setting a GPS destination and then ignoring all the turns. I had a client, a couple named Tom and Lisa. They had a decent financial plan set up in their 20s. They were saving, investing, and paying down debt. Life was good. Then they had kids, bought a bigger house, and Tom changed jobs. But they never revisited their original plan. Their expenses skyrocketed. Their savings rate dwindled, and their investments became misaligned with their new, bigger goals. They came to me in their late 30s, feeling overwhelmed and behind. "We thought we were doing everything right," Lisa said, "but now it feels like we're drowning." They weren't doing anything wrong, they just weren't adjusting. Their old plan no longer fit their new life. We spent a few sessions recalibrating everything, and they were back on track, but it was a wake-up call. When was the last time you truly sat down and reviewed your entire financial picture? Your income, your expenses, your debts, your investments, your goals. Does your money still align with your life's deepest desires, or are you just letting inertia carry you along? Imagine the clarity, the confidence of knowing your financial ship is always on course, no matter how the winds of life change. This habit ensures that your financial journey is proactive, not reactive. It keeps you on track, adapts to life's changes, and ensures you're always moving towards your ultimate financial destination. So there you have them, the 7 smart personal finance habits you need to cultivate and master in 2025. 1. Automate your savings and investments, the invisible wealth builder. 2. Track your spending, the money detective. 3. Create and stick to a budget, your financial GPS. 4. Build a robust emergency fund, your financial fortress. 5. Aggressively pay down high-interest debt, slaying the debt monster. 6. Invest in yourself, your greatest asset. 7. Regularly review your financial plan and goals, your annual financial checkup. These aren't just habits, they are the keys to unlocking a life of financial freedom, peace, and abundance. I've seen them transform lives, from those struggling paycheck to paycheck to those building incredible generational wealth. The year 2025 is here. Will you let it pass by with the same financial worries, the same anxieties, the same regrets? Or will you choose to take control, to build these habits, and to step into the rest of this year with a newfound sense of power and possibility? Imagine, just for a moment, the person you could be by the end of this year if you truly committed to these habits. Imagine the peace of mind, the confidence, the joy. Imagine looking back and saying, "This was the year I changed everything." That feeling, that profound sense of accomplishment and liberation, that is the true reward of mastering your personal finance, and it is absolutely within your reach. Your financial transformation doesn't begin tomorrow or next month. It begins today, with one small intentional step. Which habit will you tackle first? What single action will you take after watching this video? Don't wait, don't procrastinate. Your future self is waiting, your dreams are waiting. If this message resonated with you, if it sparked a new thought, or if it just gave you a clearer path forward, please hit that like button. Share it with someone who needs to hear this message. And if you haven't already, subscribe and ring that notification bell so you don't miss out on more insights from my 2 decades in this incredible space. Thank you for joining me today. Until next time, stay wise, stay disciplined, and keep building your extraordinary life.